It's got two blades. It's got a screwdriver. It's got little tweezers. It's got a bottle opener. It's got a little pick. The Swiss Army knife of essential oils. It's Hunt for Wellness, episode number 150.
In the Hunt for Wellness podcast, we talk about mind, body, and spirit because that's what people are made of. They're made of a body, a mind, and a spirit. And we want each of those to be fully functioning, fully nurtured, to live a healthy, full, living your best life.
Hello, welcome to Hunt for Wellness. I'm John Hunt.
And I'm Christy Hunt.
And this is the show where we help you live your best life, mind, body, and spirit. And this episode of Hunt for Wellness is brought to you by waterdistillers.com. Great machines that provide great water for your great wellness. Check it out at waterdistillers.com. Wow, number 150.
I know, isn't that amazing?
That is huge. That's a lot of podcast episodes.
It is.
Season 5. I don't know how we actually parse out the seasons. I think the season started. We started in like in April, right? 5 years ago?
Originally, yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
It hasn't been 5 years.
It's been pretty. It's 4, right? No, I think what we did
No.
is we start because I don't know. TV shows start in September, and we started in April, but I think we did like maybe a half season. Anyway, we're going to call it Season 5, episode number 150. It's a lot of episodes.
It is a lot of episodes.
And today we are going to talk about the Swiss Army knife of essential oils.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
What in the world is that all about?
Well, what is a Swiss Army knife?
Well,
What do you know?
I happen to have one in my
I have one too.
in my youth. I don't know if I still have it or not, but anyway, the knife has got looks like 7-8 different things on it. It's got two blades. It's got a screwdriver. It's got little tweezers. It's got a bottle opener. It's got a little pick. It's got a bunch of stuff. I probably haven't even.
I like toothpick.
Yeah, like a little toothpick too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, it's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah. So it's useful tools.
Yeah.
And it's not the Swiss. It actually was designed for the Swiss Army. Like year in the 1800s, I think it was. And so they made them not for defense, but for their army to just like have this little resource of a lot of little tools to get things done, open cans, get their food.
Open rations, right?
Yes,
Back then.
yes. And so it's not for self-defense, but for convenience.
Okay.
And they're just a versatile little essential travel companion. Mm-hmm. And when I went to Switzerland in college, we got Swiss Army knives.
Of course you did, It's like when
you
you go to...
get the thing from the location.
What is it? Who has the Dahlia horses? Is that...
Dala
horses.
That's Sweden.
That's Sweden. So you have to get those when you're in Sweden. You have to get a Swiss Army knife when you're in Switzerland.
Right, exactly.
Okay, but now we're talking about essential oils.
Right.
What oil has 8 different blades on it?
Well, it's lavender, and they call lavender the Swiss Army knife of essential oils because there's so many uses for it. It can do so much. And I tell people, if you don't know what oil to use, just use lavender.
Yeah. Sometimes just get something on there, and it'll typically will help out. I know I've used lavender in a variety of situations in my life.
Yeah.
One time kind of touched a very hot stovetop.
No, the coffee pot.
Well, it's the burner on not the burner, the heater part of the coffee. It hurt. That's all it can. And I started to just put it under cold water, but then I put some.
No, then we were at a friend's house when it happened.
That's right.
It heated up super fast. That's how you got burnt. Because you didn't think it would be hot quite
Glad
so
you remember
fast.
this. I think that incident kind of made me not remember very much. I didn't really want to remember much because it did not feel good.
Well, they were like 45 minutes away, and you had a water bottle, an ice cold water bottle that you tried to put your finger on the whole drive home.
Yeah.
And when we got home, I'm like, let's just try some lavender on there. And what happened?
Well, there was immediate relief.
Instant relief.
It was great. I did not have to hold the water bottle in bed all night.
Yeah. Right.
Just had the lavender. No, it really was. It was just it's something, it's very soothing.
Yes. And I have touched my skin to like the tea kettle right after it boiled. Not a good experience. Rushing around. Don't rush. That's the issue. Like for me, when I've gotten hurt, is like I've been rushing around. And so same kind of thing. Put the arm under the water in the kitchen. Obviously, it wasn't bad. It wasn't a terrible situation because I know people can really get injured by that. But mine was it was just hurting. It was red. And so I just put lavender on it. And lavender does have this numbing effect.
Yeah.
On areas that are hurting. So, in fact, I've got some on my lip earlier last week, and it kind of numbed it up. So just mildly. But anyways, I put it on there, and it felt better. About 15 minutes later, it was hurting again, so I put lavender on there again. It was good for about 15 minutes. I did this for about an hour and a half. Every 15 minutes, I was putting some lavender on it because it really supports the skin. And after that, no more discomfort.
Nice.
And the skin was great. There was no even mark from where that happened.
Yeah. It's great. Now, normally when we talk about some of these oils, we go, okay, this oil has this in it, this in it, this in it, this in it, and this in it. Lavender basically has lavender in it.
Right.
What about that plant? Is there anything special about the lavender plant?
Well, it is. Well, I just want to say something about lavender in general because that's probably the oil that people know the most.
Yeah.
They've heard of lavender. They've smelled lavender. But I want to let you know that most lavender that you've smelled is either artificial lavender, like created in a lab.
Yes.
By chemicals, or it is not pure. And so the Young Living lavender smells a little bit different than you're probably used to because it is real pure lavender.
Yeah.
There's nothing added to it. There's no solvents used to extract it. And so also the quality of it is incredible.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I wouldn't do what we were talking about with any other lavender besides Young Living's
Well, you
lavender.
could try it. It wouldn't do anything.
No, I mean, because honestly, if you've got an essential oil that is tainted, that has herbicides in it or pesticides or solvents or additives, that it's bad for you.
It can make it worse, couldn't it?
Yes. So don't do that. So lavender, the Young Living's lavender is very pure and clean, designed to support wellness.
Yes, and we've actually seen the lavender fields.
Yes.
Awesome.
And
but they're all over the world, though, because
we've seen them in Utah.
Yep.
They're also in Idaho, and they're in France, the ones that Young Living
Yeah.
Gets their lavender from. And they steam distill it from the flowering tops. So every plant, they get the oil from different places of the plant. And this is the flowering tops. And lavender is in the mint family. So it grows easily,
Yeah. Didn't you have a story like one time when you were in a rush and...
Yes. Here's rushing again.
Here's rushing again. Let's see, what day was that this week? Every day? Yeah.
Oh, no, this is actually before I was into essential oils, and I was growing, I have a herb garden, and I was growing lavender, and I was rushing out the door. I have a raised bed of lavender, so it's up a little bit higher, and I'm running out the door. I picked a sprig of lavender and hopped in my car, backing out of the driveway, and just smelling this lavender. I don't even know why I did it. I just did. And I could literally feel my body relaxing.
Right.
It was like, whew. I had no idea that lavender did that.
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to relax. It was just happening because of the smell of lavender.
Yeah. Just talk about mellowing you out. One of the blades on the Swiss Army knife is... helping to support your sleep. And, lavender, you can put it right on your pillow if you want, or, on a little piece of Kleenex or whatever near you, or just
diffuse
it. You can, rub a little under your nose if that's how you like, whatever way you like to get it into your system. It really does help you fall asleep.
Yeah, it calms you down.
It really calms you down.
It's soothing. Yeah. It's welcoming. It's a great oil to diffuse at night.
Yes.
At bedtime.
Yep.
For parents, for kids, for anybody elderly. Mm-hmm. It is really, really nice.
I also, another time I've used lavender, we were at a friend's house who had cats. Mm-hmm. And usually they had them put away. I don't know if they had them put away or, I guess if you vacuum or something beforehand, it helps get rid of the cat dander. But almost immediately when I walked in that house, I knew, cats are here, because my throat started getting tight. My eyes were watering. And I said to you, what do you have? Do you have anything? What do you carry with you? And she said, here, let's try lavender. So I put it around my eyes, not in my eyes, around my eyes.
Never put an oil in your eyes.
And, I inhaled a bunch of it, and I even put some on my throat here just because I wanted to get it in my system as quickly as possible. And it really helped me get through that day. There were no issues with,
We didn't have to leave.
We didn't have to leave, which we have had to do in the past. And it was, it really worked well. So high regards with lavender when it comes to being allergic to cats, because some people, like me, which is weird because when I was in college, I lived for 5 years with the same roommate who had a cat. And I was not allergic then. I only became allergic after I moved out. So that's probably a topic for another podcast, though.
Yeah.
But lavender, great if you are someone that gets affected by cats.
Yes. And I've also had an experience with lavender with like a sore spot in my mouth. And literally suffered with it for a few days till I looked up, what could I use? Yeah. And I just put a little drop of lavender on my finger, the Lavender Vitality, which is you can take internally, put on my finger and then just touch that spot in my mouth, and it kind of numbs it up. Yeah. So it was like instant relief.
That's awesome.
It was awesome. So super thankful for that. Just let me tell you a little bit of things that emotions that lavender helps with is calming, comforting, openness, and welcoming. So it's a great oil to diffuse when you have people over or your family.
Or the kids are a little wild.
Yeah, lavender is
bring the level down in the room.
Right. And then just body systems that it supports are the skin, which we've talked about, the digestive system. It helps that. Respiratory system, circulatory, tissue, blood, nervous system, emotions, limbic system, endocrine, nerves, wounds, sleep. It helps so much. So that's why we call it the...
Yeah, that's a lot of blades in that knife.
Yeah, the Swiss Army knife of essential oils.
Yeah.
It's great to use when you want to pray, when you want to settle down to pray.
That's awesome.
Just like rub that over your heart, put it on your wrists, and just breathe deeply, calm down.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Wow. So many uses.
Isn't that fun?
Are there any more uses before we have to wrap up here? Because, we could be here all day knowing that it's a Swiss Army knife.
I want to tell you about a couple diffuser recipes.
Oh, okay.
One is the Unwinder diffuser recipe, which is 4 drops of tangerine, 4 drops of lavender, and 4 drops of vanilla. And that's a beautiful scent. And tangerine is very uplifting. So it's a very positive, unwinding, relaxing recipe that you can put in your diffuser, and just like everyone smells it that comes in the area. Another one that's Spirit Lifter, 4 drops of lavender, 4 drops of orange, and 4 drops of spearmint.
Ooh.
And then for sleep at night, just to soothe your body, calm down, 4 drops of Roman chamomile. Love, love, love that. 4 drops of lavender. Of course, we love that. And 4 drops of cedar wood, which is amazing.
Ooh, that'd be a great mix.
Yeah. Well, we've used that quite a bit.
Yes, we have. We have. The other thing is that we didn't mention is that you can use it in drinks. The Vitality, the one in the little white bottle. But you don't probably want to use a drop, right? It's almost too much.
Yes.
So how do you do that?
So you take off the drop reducer and put in a toothpick in your bottle, and then just take that toothpick and swirl it in your drink.
And that's enough to flavor it.
Yeah. And if you are like, hey, I want a little more, take another toothpick, put it in there, and then swirl it in your drink, whatever you do, your latte.
For those of you who loves those lavender lattes.
Yeah. It's best to start low and increase, because if you start with too much, you can't take it out.
Yeah, and it's very hard to drink, I bet.
And you can do this with the other vitality oils like peppermint or the citrus one. Citrus, usually you can take a drop or even 2 or 3, depending on what you're doing. One thing we like to do with our coffee is do orange cardamom latte. And so I actually do a couple drops of orange, usually 1 or 2 drops of cardamom in my latte. It's so good.
We have a whole episode, podcast episode, if you go to hunt4wellness.com, on like hot drinks.
Yeah.
Right? And talking about that. So check that out. We'll link that in the show notes as well over at hunt4wellness.com.
And there's one on mocktails too.
Yeah. We could link the mocktail recipes episode as well. All kinds of fun.
Yes.
Any last thought?
Okay. I have this face serum that is 10 drops of frankincense and 10 drops of lavender in 15 ml dropper bottle with like our V6 carrier oil. And you can apply that to your face every night. It's so good. So amazing. And frankincense is really, really good for the skin as well. So beautiful. So if you don't know what oil to use lavender.
Yeah. You can't go wrong. It's
Living
bound to help you
lavender.
with something.
Yes. Yes.
All right. Well, this episode of Hunt for Wellness is brought to you by waterdistillers.com. Great machines providing great water for your great wellness. Check it out at waterdistillers.com. And I'm kind of mellowed out now about this. I think I'm just going to go take a little nap and wait until our next episode of Hunt for Wellness.